Hello, all greetings. This is Gillesmansillon. So I come and say hello, wish you a good day, and continue to talk about the spiritual ascension path, the integration of those energies. For it is my mission to anchor those energies here, like when I paint, I anchor spiritual energies. We always do that. We always communicate with not always the highest side of ourselves, but we're always participating in the evolution of the universe. And our mission is to anchor this divine light within ourselves as much as possible, to allow our higher self to come to the surface so we can feel the grace and the meaning of things, the lucidity that comes along with that energy. For there are very intense energy upgrades right now. We're preparing ourselves for a great solar flash that will ascend our physical body. For the physical body, yesterday I couldn't eat a single thing. It just wouldn't work. And at the end I had headaches, which I never do. And at the end of the day, I was like, when I sneezed, I sneezed blood from my nose. I was like a little bit worried, but everything is fine today. It was just a rewiring of my brain. It is really being upgraded. So it is about taking care of ourselves and being as good as possible to cleanse up our physical body as much as possible. For those energies upgrade need space we need this divine energy will flow through all things and all beings, but we want it to flow through us in consciousness. Sometimes we get impulses. We need to decipher whether those impulses come from the mind or the heart. And we're creating this fifth dimensional reality. For the dimensions are relative, everything is relative. It is just for practicality that they've been called that, but it's the world of light. It is a world of the soul. It is a non-temporal, a timeless dimension that we are creating day after day, and soon we're not yet completely there, but we're going to be able to move into this realm of light, and we'll leave the 3D, the physical, the ego world behind forever, which will be wonderful. We're looking forward to it. Everybody is finding new way to elevate its frequency. We're all working with different processes, and those processes are useful, but it's not about tools. The tools are tools, and so they're practical. We utilize them when we need them, and they come back to our mind. And so we're all seeking. We have to develop our own techniques to elevate our frequency, and usually it's through meditation, through breathing. We want to elevate our frequency without drugs, without alcohol, without sex, or any other distractions. So for those things make us feel good. But let's say we use drugs to elevate our frequency. It will work for just a little short while, but since it's the product that shows us the elevation, once the products withdraw from our body, we lose that connection to the higher plane. So it is good to learn to do that, to access it. We can access it without anything, just through the process of intention and breathing. For we want to take deep breaths. It is very important. We've been used to everybody breathe from morning to night. We breathe all the time. It's not something that's complicated to do. But we want to take deep breaths as much as possible. Think to take deep breaths and add your consciousness to your breaths. And so but when we take easy and relaxed breaths and we add our consciousness to it, it's a very, very powerful technique to elevate our frequency. We do want to fill our own cup before we share with others. Right now may not be the best time to go into the world to express all those things. For I'm doing that because it is my mission here. But sometimes it is better to keep things inside so they can grow and become stronger. And so fill your own cup first. Take care of yourself first. Then when you call for joy to share, then go and share it, of course. We want to balance the energy and the 3D habits. Those 3D habits bring us where we need to go, or they're hindering us in where we need to go. Although without judgment on ourselves, and we want to. We never want to do things by pure obligation. We want to do things by sense of self, sense of well-being, and also never feel guilty for taking care of yourself, for not giving all your time to others. It is far better to take care of yourself, to be the leader of yourself, to become a master of yourself. For the energies inside are here to be mastered, to be aligned in gentleness, in strength and gentleness. And there's always new strengths to discover within ourselves. For we already know what to do. We already have most of the keys and codes that we need in order to achieve what we need to achieve. We just need to apply it with constancy. and to show the example to others as much as possible. Sometimes to understand we may not be sometimes we aspire to something and we don't get all the way there, but it's still to do your best to rectify whatever needs to be rectified, so you can align yourself. And for showing example, teaching by example is the best way. There is no, it's not, the words don't teach all that much. If I say something and I do something opposite, what I'm doing will overtake what I'm saying. For it is the power of politicians to say something and to do something else. But since the media is there, what is retained is what they say, not what they do. But it's about being aligned with what we think, what we say, and what we do, is to be in alignment as well. And to realize this great shift that is coming up. For it's a small step for man, but a giant leap for humanity. It will change everything, and we're gonna, this decade will shift everything for the world and set new standards. Also, I wanted to speak about forgiveness. Forgiveness is something that's very useful. It's the power of the Christ. Into this Christ season, the birth of unconditional love within ourselves. And the Christ is a good friend, is a master. We can call him Sananda, Joshua, Jesus, the Christ, Michael. But he came to show the power of unconditional forgiveness of ourselves and others. Once we reach the point of lucidity, we'll realize there was nothing to be forgiven. Everything was part of the process of learning and growth, and God supported all this process, no matter how dark it may seem at times. And so, but it's still about. So there is no need for forgiveness, although if there is any sense of guilt or shame or blame or any of that needs to be released, because if we hold on to that, we are being possessed by the past, and we're being held on by those people that will keep us in this lower frequency. And so I'm going to pull a few cards. I hope this message was interesting for you. For we are learning new tools, new techniques, and it's all very personal. It's not my guidance that is important. It's to connect to your own inner self, to your own inner guidance, and when we do that, we'll find freedom. It is for those cards. So the situation is the mission. We are aligning with our mission. What comes around the situation is balance, is justice, divine justice, and what's coming up before us is judgment. It is the new beginning. It is for although God does not have judgment, there come a point in time when there's separation of timeline. Everybody will have to live in accordance to their deep core beliefs and assume the responsibility of their thoughts, their words, their deeds. And so, for when there is judgment from the universe, it's always for compassion. It is always for growth. It is always for re-establishing balance. For God will allow all the programs to go through, but at the end there will be a judgment here that is not that will free us from all the darkness. And so we want to be prepared for that and not be in judgment ourselves, but to allow the higher will of God to be to flow through us as much as possible, what we and to receive the information and to work from that inner core, from the heart. What in subconscious in the past is work, and right now where we are is friendship. So it's a kind of friendship with this work that led us to this. This friendship is very essential from an Epicurean standpoint. It is the most appreciable value to have each other, to be able to be supportive. We live in a world where the fraternity, the brotherhood of man is not yet established, and we're here to assist in that, to bring to show the value of supporting each other and not being in judgment, but in receptivity. What's coming up in the near future is the light. We're going to ascend into a new frequency of light. Where we are now is our power now is we are in this situation is the reconciliation. It's about making peace, amending, repairing, fixing. But then when there is a problem, we don't need to jump on fixing it. We need to release it and wait for the solution to come up. Usually it's far better, because otherwise we get drawn into the problem. What comes to us from the outside world is optimism. what we see in our inner emotion, our hopes and fear, is the trial. So it's like we do not like that. It's like those things that are not enjoyable, and so we face that. We request. We ask for freedom. We ask to be liberated. We ask to be free. We ask to be serene. We ask to be loving. For this is already our nature. It's a mantra. I am. I am the love. I am the light. I am. That we need to embody that once we are in, if we are in not that position, to bring that mantra for a few minutes in your mind will realign you. It's I am the love, I am the light, I am. It is remembering your true nature. And the outcome is communication. Communication has to be clear. We have to be clear in our communication and sincere and honest and not being afraid of communicating. Well, I hope this message was meaningful for you. I want to say that there is the idea is that when you do meditation is to find this neutrality of energy, this balance of energy, this sense of well-being, of bliss, of ecstasy, which is supported by the universe. Yet, and we always have to return to center to learn to no matter what, because we can never stay in the center where we're in physical embodiment. There is always a new desire, a new inspiration that comes that bring us out of center. So we want to learn to return to center many, many times every day. Yet there is this understanding that since the universe of time and space was created, everything is in motion, nothing can stop. And it was Albert Einstein that was using this example that once you start riding on a bicycle, if you start pedaling, you're going to fall down. So continue to move forward, to never move backwards, never look backwards, try to move forward as much as possible, to accept the growth and continue to grow each and every day, accept that we're part of something that's far greater than anything our mind can comprehend. We are assisting the whole planet and the whole galaxy to find this point of balance. We are participating in this great evolutionary process. And so I thank you for being here, for being in this, listening to my message, but also being here on the earth and cultivating this light, love, energy within yourself. I'm going to finish with a song. This is like a solar figure. It's called a bit like Nuit. She says the only thing you can be sure of is that you do not know. If you're sure of one thing, is that you do not know. It's also Socrates. So it's like this solar figure from the papers, and this is an astronomical painting about the 100 major planets of the solar system. I'm going to finish with a song and pull one more card, the Archangels. It's an old song, I think, from Procolarum in the 60s. It's called Night in White Satin. Nights in white satin, never reaching the end. Letters I've written, never meaning to send. Beauty I've always missed with these eyes before. Just what the truth is, I can't say anymore. 'Cause I love you, yes I love you, I love you. Gazing at people, some hand in hand, just what I'm going through, they can't understand. Some try to tell me thoughts they cannot defend. Just what you want to be, you will be in the end. And I love you, yes I love you, I love you. Nights in white satin, never reaching the end. Letters I've written, never meaning to send. Beauty I've always missed with these eyes before. Just what the truth is, I can't say anymore. 'Cause I love you, yes I love you, I love you. Well, the nice song. It's true. When we're in love, it's very blinding. Love is powerful. It can blind us to all kinds of things. So we want to focus on unconditional love, of self-love, and then expand from there. Also, so when he says what you want to be, you will be at the end. That's meaningful for everything we cultivate within our psyche throughout our whole life is what we'll become at the end. So focus on the great light that you are, on the great central sun. For we are that. We are connected to that. We are an extension of that. The card of the day is the Page of Gabriel. Energetic, courageous, optimist. Follow your passion. For positive passion, I'm sure they mean positive passion. You are ready to undertake any challenge and go on new and stimulating adventures. So it's about being ready to move on to new adventures, new cycle of life. Well, thank you very much. I wish you a wonderful day. Thank you for liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. I wish you a wonderful solstice. I will probably return before then. But I hope you enjoyed these seasons and you can prepare yourself for this great solar flash, this elevation. It's like a cosmic elevator that is before us. But we have to be ready. Sometimes we feel mentally we are ready, but the higher self say, well, ready. I'm not sure. So it's like every day we're getting closer to that point of ascension. And thank you very much. Namaste.